every hope, every fear. Pulled me in close, whispered what I'd long to hear. You built a castle on the sand of deceit.
What if everything you thought you understood about abuse only scratched the surface? I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen. I grew up in the US and Norway, and I've spent my life moving between two worlds. But no place really felt like home for over 20 years, and nowhere is safe anymore, because the danger I faced was never about where I lived, it was who I lived with. I write and create music about the kind of abuse that leaves no bruises, but destroys from the inside out. It's often mistaken for emotional abuse. But emotional abuse is just a small part of something far more calculated. When I say pathological abuse, I'm using it as an umbrella term. It describes a system of manipulation rooted in deep personality traits, especially the kind that's linked to narcissistic and antisocial disorders. I use words like narcissist, sociopath, and psychopath to make these patterns easier to recognize. And while those aren't clinical labels on their own, the behavior I describe would absolutely meet diagnostic criteria if formally assessed. I use simplified language because you don't need a psychology degree to understand the harm or to know the truth of what you lived. Before I met my ex-husband, I was stalked. I was literally being preyed upon. He hunted me for over a year, gathered intel on me before making his move. And just 3 weeks after introducing himself, we were living together. He took gaslighting to another level, a clinically diagnosed cocktail of narcissism, Machiavellianism, sadism, and psychopathy. Mental domination doesn't even begin to cover it. What I lived through was perspecticide and percepticide. The erasure of my ability to trust what I saw, what I knew, what I believed, and who I was. I've had nearly 70 vocal surgeries. He nearly silenced me for good, but I'm still here. I will not hide, even though he still stalks me. I will not be silenced, even though he shattered my voice. That's why I created survivor music, for the unseen, the unknown, and the unacknowledged. The marginalized survivors of the most sinister and complex form of abuse there is. I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen, and you are listening to Survivor Music.
You painted my world with a palette of lies, a soulmate facade, just a perfect disguise. You mirrored my heart, every hope, every fear. Pulled me in close, whispered what I'd long to hear. You built a castle on the sand of deceit.
Ever wonder how something that looks like love can be the very thing that destroys you from the inside out? Pathological abusers don't just start with cruelty. They will start with charm, flattery, and a calculated performance that mirrors everything you long for. My song, Deceptive Romance, reveals how narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths create an illusion of love only to trap their victim in control, confusion, and emotional devastation. I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen, and this is Survivor Music.
You painted my world with a palette of lies, a soulmate facade, just a perfect disguise. You mirrored my heart, every hope, every fear. Pulled me in close, whispered what I'd long to hear. You built a castle on the sand of deceit. Sand of deceit. Now I'm standing in the ruins at my feet. At my feet. Deceptive romance, you swept me away, swept away. You wove your lies like a lover's embrace. Deceptive romance, you left me waste, you left me erased. my soul like a thief in the night, reflected my dreams to make wrong feel so right. Each word you rehearsed, every touch, every glance was just part of your cold, calculated dance. You built a castle on the sand of deceit, sand of deceit. Now I'm standing in the ruins at my feet, at my feet. Deceptive romance, you swept me away, swept away. You wove your lies like a lover's embrace. Deceptive romance, you left me erased, you left me erased, left me erased. Your charm was a weapon, your love was a snare, a snare, a snare. I see the truth where I once was blind, breaking free from the ties that bind, the ties that bind. Deceptive romance, you swept me away, swept away. You wove your lies like a lover's embrace. Deceptive romance, you left me erased, left me erased, left me erased. Deceptive romance, you left me erased, erased, erased.
What if the most dangerous word in abuse isn't yes or no, but maybe? Pathological abusers don't just control their victims, they control the narrative in their victim's mind. Maybe it's not that bad. Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I deserved it. That's not indecision, it's conditioning. My song Maybe reveals how narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths weaponize confusion, implant doubt, and create the illusion of choice. In personal relationships and in politics, maybe becomes the hook that keeps victims from walking away. I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen, and this is Survivor Music.
Here we go, the same lines again. Words sound sweet, but they pull me in. Pulled back in, I try to fight. Your whispers low, maybe he's right. Maybe this time, maybe you'll change. Maybe it's real, maybe not the same. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'll see. But maybe it's all, just maybe with you. You pull me close and push away, saying things you know I'll replay. I start to doubt, then push it down, hoping this time you'll stick around. You keep me close, say it's all fine, saying it's love, I toe the line. I'm back and forth, torn in between, thinking it's me, not what it seems. Maybe this time, maybe you'll stay, maybe I'll heal, maybe someday. Maybe it's love, maybe it's true, but maybe it's all, just maybe with you. You thought strong, thought I could go, but here I am and you still control. Round and round, like we're on repeat, stuck in place, I'm sinking deep. Maybe this time, maybe you'll change. Maybe it's real, maybe not the same. Maybe I'll win, maybe break through. But maybe it's all, just maybe with you.
What if surviving the abuse was only half the battle, and the real weight comes after? Pathological abuse doesn't just end when the relationship does. For many survivors, complex post-traumatic stress, ongoing stalking, or parental alienation continue long after escape. There aren't just trust issues, they're lived realities. My song, Who's Gonna Love Me Now, is about carrying that truth. It's for the ones who still flinch at shadows, who live with the trauma that doesn't fade, and who wonder if anyone can love them where they are, scars, strength, and all. I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen, and this is Survivor Music.
Now the nights are long, and the scars run deep. I'm out of your chains, but I don't feel free. My soul, my best, built a life on promises, you did the rest. You studied my dreams, wore a perfect disguise, a soulmate I loved, a stranger who lied. Who's gonna love me now with this broken heart? Who'll hold me close when I fall apart? Who'll see the wreckage and not turn away from the pieces you shattered on my darkest days? Tell me who's gonna love me now? I faked my smiles, played the role so well, while you built a prison, my personal hell. I've broken free, but I'm not the same. I'm learning to heal, but I carry the blame. The damage is done, but I've made it through. The shadow you left still colors my view. Who's gonna love me now with this fractured soul? Who'll see the scars, the toll it stole? Who'll face my fears and not walk away? Tell me who's gonna love me now? I don't grieve you, I grieve who I was, someone who loved without a pause. Love feels like a battle I'll always lose, a scar from the war I didn't choose. Who's gonna love me now with this broken heart? Who'll hold me close when I fall apart? Who'll see the wreckage and not turn away from the pieces still breaking on my hardest days? I'm free but afraid, because after all, tell me who's gonna love me now?
Hi, I'm Cindy Ann Pedersen, You're listening to Survivor Music on We Resist Radio.
You've been listening to Survivor Music with Cindy Ann Pedersen, a joint production with WeResistRadio.com. This SongPod series explores volumes 1 through 3 of Cindy's Survivor Music collection. If you'd like to know more about Cindy Ann Pedersen's work, please go to WeResistRadio.com and click on her featured artist link there.